Double smoked spiral sliced ham is one of the easiest things that you can do on your pellet grill. Or if you haven't decided what you're gonna do for this upcoming holiday season, do a double smoked spiraled ham. So roll out that pellet grill and grab a bottle of bourbon, Sam. We're gonna amplify some backyard barbecue fun. Now some of you might be asking why I'm calling this a double smoked ham. It's already smoked. We're gonna do it again. So it's double smoked. The prep work is minimal on one of these. Just get it out of the package, get a little paper towel and clean it up a little bit. And before you put it on the wire rack, make sure you check on that bone that there's no piece of plastic. Get my wire rack on here and carefully get it in the center of it. That's really all the prep that there is when you're doing a double smoked spiraled ham. Now let's season it up. I'm gonna doll up this ham with some Notorious Pig Rub from PS Seasoning. For the binder, I'm just using some avocado oil. Pour a little bit over the top of it and then rub her in. You don't have to put more than a tablespoon on here because there already is some juice left over from the packaging. Now sprinkle it up, and I like to cover this good. In this Notorious Pig, there's some red pepper flake, and that gives you a little bite. Then I just tap it in to help it tack up a little bit. While this sets and sweats, I'm gonna get my Lone Star Grillz pellet grill fired up. Today I'm using 100% cherry from Lumberjack Pellets. Cherry is so good on ham. And if you're new to my channel, well, this is the donger. I know. You like my donger. Today I'm going to turn my Lone Star Grillz up to 275 degrees. The pellet grill's preheated to 275 degrees. Let's get that ham in. Now we're going to put this right in the center of this pit, and we're going to get a meat probe in it. And I've got the thicker part of the ham towards the fire pot, and we'll just place this meat probe right here, just to give us kind of an internal temperature. And now close up the lid, and then we're gonna monitor this, and once it reaches an internal of around 100 degrees, then we're gonna start making up our glaze. For today's cook, I'm making a Raspberry Chipotle Bourbon Glaze. But this recipe is so simple, you can replace this Raspberry Chipotle with any of your favorite flavors. You can mess around with this and make it your own favorite. First, I start off with a cup of brown sugar. Get that in, and then get a couple tablespoons of the same rub that you're using on the outside of that smoked ham. Add your 8 to 12 ounces of your favorite preserve. I'm telling you, this Raspberry Chipotle is incredible. Now, of course, we gotta add the fun stuff. Grab your favorite bourbon. Add a half a cup or less, or even more. Just depends on how much you like the bourbon flavor. Don't waste that little drip in there. That's alcohol abuse. And then add about a quarter cup of red wine vinegar. Then pre-mix it up a little bit so some of that brown sugar starts to dissolve. Put it in your smoker and stir it up every half an hour to 45 minutes. I've been rotating this ham 90 degrees every half an hour. Time to rotate it again, but I'm really starting to like this color, but it's kind of to the point where I think it's good enough. So we're gonna put some aluminum foil over it. I'll just tent it up loosely. We want it to cook, but we don't really want it to get any darker. Now I'll monitor this until it reaches 135 degrees, and then we'll put on our glaze. I'm 4 hours into this cook. It's time to start glazing it up. Let's give our Raspberry Chipotle a little stir. And we're developing a pretty dark color, obviously, but this pit, it likes to be a smoker. And make sure when you're dabbing it on, you start pushing it into these slices, and that is really gonna add the flavor to that bite. Rotate it around a little bit. Make sure that you get this all covered, any nooks and crannies. And you can put a pan underneath the bottom of this and catch it if you want to. You'll get a little bit of less burning on the top of your heat deflector. Drizzle dazzle just a little bit more on here. And I'm gonna repeat this a couple more times until I reach an internal of 140 degrees. This double smoked, spiral sliced, Raspberry Chipotle Bourbon ham is at 140 degrees. Let's get it out. Oh yeah. Inside this pit, it's obviously looking a little darker, but let's get our probe out, but it's not too dark. Certainly like the moisture that's on it. I'll shut down the Lone Star Grillz, and then I'll meet you by the cutting board. The Blues Hogs Raspberry Chipotle is giving us a real dark purplish color on this spiraled ham. There's really no correct way to carve up a ham. I always locate the shank and just try to follow right along with it. We'll start on this part right here, and we just start slicing right down it. And let's see what we got. Ooh, she's still pretty warm. Some good moisture building up on the cutting board. For sandwiches around here, I just cut this in half again. She is steaming. I don't know if it's gonna come over on camera or not, but we'll dig down a couple rows here. Get to this one right here. Got my name on it. Take that crispy edge, put that in your mouth first. Wow, so good. This flavor profile is bustin'. The Notorious Pig and that Blues Hogs Raspberry Chipotle mix with a shot of bourbon. Incredible. You can see in the cutting board how much juice is inside this. Let's be honest, meat prices are pretty high right now, but this ham, it wasn't more than 20 bucks. So if you haven't decided what you're gonna have for Christmas yet, get yourself a spiraled sliced ham. Double smoke it. Well, that's all I got. Roll the nation.
Bustin'.
What's wrong with me saying bustin'?
No, it was just like, I wasn't, you caught me off guard, and I was just.
It's busting with flavor. If you don't taste that chipotle, you're lucky I have a knife in my hand instead of a fly swatter. I'm serious, I'd whack you both.